Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shoulder Tap. Unfortunately, I am not Linda Rashke, but we're here with Ben, who is the next available person on the list. Ben, how you doing today?
That's funny. I kind of wish I was her after that segment as well. I'm doing well. I'm jazzed up. Really, I love LBR. Have her book. Big fan of her trading and her longevity, and it's a real blessing that we were able to get her on the program. That was a kick-ass segment and a great way to start the week. So feeling good. How was your weekend, Jack?
My weekend was just dandy. And now we're back to try and throw out what meager nuggets of knowledge that we can about our traders. Getting a bit of the hammer drop today. I was watching that interview like everyone else, but down 475 in the Nasdaq. Oh, inching towards the triple dig. 10 points to go in the ES. So a lot of red in the general markets. How are our traders doing today?
Not nearly as red on the live boards. Quite a few people were able to profit off of the sell-off today. I know that we're down a bit in the house account, down 5,500, but Rips is up $4,600 today, which is great. Great to see. I understand Rips was in a little bit of Twitter beef over the weekend, so he came out swinging on his first day back and put up $4,600 in the live account. So good on you, Rips. Deanna's up about $400 as well. Nick for a tick ended up hitting DLL earlier. David A's up $5,800. Powell is daily loss limit after being up this morning. He's someone that we'll talk about in a trading card. Nathan B up $5,000, giving back considerable amount of gains from earlier. So made sure that he got those locked in and is done for the day. So he's locked in at 5 grand profit. Luis B up 5,000 as well. Landon up 4,500 and Rafa is up $5,100 in real time. So yeah, some pretty good first days back. And some of those traders, have combined trading data from the weekend. So some of the profits were actually cemented yesterday, or a portion of them. So just to give some context there. But when I was listening to Linda's interview, and one of the things that always stands out when you listen to her is her professionalism. She knows exactly what she's talking about. She spent a lot of time and effort to know what she's talking about, and it reminded me a bit of the feeling that I get when I mentioned on Friday, Jack, talking to Rafa about his trading, his plan. If when prompted, like, hey, what is the exit strategy? How do you take profits? What's the game plan here? Calm, cool, and collected response with the exact thought out trading plan. So that's what professionals do. And Rafa is profiting in a professional way today also. So we can leave that there and move on to the trading cards if you're ready.
Yeah, we'll go to those. They mentioned I kept the PJ from Friday in the reversal challenge. I'm in the PJ because I'm up $220 live right now. We'll see if we can grow that with Muhammad. I also just noticed I have on a golf shirt for an extinct trading firm, RIP Chopper Trading.
I don't know if that's a bad omen or bad juju. If they go under, do you have to stop wearing the polos?
What do they say? What is dead cannot die. From
Wonderful,
the
excellent
song
retort.
Ice and Fire.
Let's let's pull up the trading card for Powell Wasowski.
Let's do
Powell
it.
is up. Um, Powell is in a position where made a considerable amount of money in the XFA and has transitioned to a live account approximately 22 trading days ago, and has not done nearly as well in this live account since the transition. So the account balance at one point was rather high. Powell has taken a payout in this account, which we like seeing always. 6,400 bucks in the account. Takeout over 20 trading days is great, but overall the account balance is significantly lower than where we began, and that's reflected in the average daily P&L being a negative number. That means on average you're actually losing money per day. Only 20 trading days that we're looking at, so it's not a perfect reflection. It's not a giant sample size to review, but certainly we can't continue on this type of of a trajectory. I did a deep dive here, Jack. I was going through all of the information, every bit that I could find on how and the performance in this account, and you'll notice that the Japanese yen is kind of the standout product there. Trading the yen futures is in concert with equities. Only traded the yen for 4 days and was very profitable across those 4 days in that product. So um, Powell had stopped trading that. I believe it was on the 22nd of August, and hasn't traded it since. So might be worth revisiting. I don't know if there was a particular setup or a situation, that drew Powell to the yen as opposed to what looks like normally just equities trading, but might be something to look at or a product that you dig deeper into. So that was something kind of interesting, as well as the uh, relationship between the intraday P&L low and where this trader is finishing on the day. You'll see from the trade reports, we've got a little bit of club DLL going on here, hitting the daily loss
Mhm.
limit a number of times. The profits are not eclipsing the daily loss limits in the size and frequency that they need to be profitable. Right, that's the easy way to boil it down. But I think a lot could really be done to right the ship on almost immediately in this trader's situation, because I noticed that the daily loss limits that are hit usually, kind of in a straight line fashion, whereas the days that are profitable, there's very little drawdown at any point on those days. So that's something to review for your own trading. What is the trajectory intraday of that P&L arc? Are you getting positive and staying positive and walking away green, or getting negative and staying negative and going all the way to that daily loss limit? It looks like a little bit of that type of behavior from Powell, and I kind of back tested this. If Powell had set a $1,000 personal daily loss limit, which you can do in this account because they're on TopstepX, you set a personal daily loss limit of $1,000, you would have only given up one of the seven top performing days. So top seven best daily P&Ls, all of them would have remained intact except for one. There was one day where we actually went below $1,000 loss before
Mhm.
coming back into a significantly profitable day. So um, that means you keep most of your best winning days, and you would have stopped the losses from running away from you. You would have saved, $2,000 roughly on a per DLL day basis, which would equate to about $22,000, give or take, slippage and things like that, of savings in the account where you would have lost less money. So that's a beautiful part of what we do. A monkey can put on a winning trade. It's really about how you manage your downside, so that you put yourself in a position that you can eventually get those winning trades and ride those out. Really managing your downside, I think, is an um, appreciated and certainly underutilized element to adding to your profitability. And it would be a massive win if Powell were to reduce the daily loss limit, cut it by a third, by two-thirds, and then continue the exact same trading that we're seeing. There'd be significantly more profits going forward. Of course, that's with hindsight, but that's all we have to review is our trading performance in the past, and try to tweak, formulate, strategize, and implement changes that are going to create better positive expectancy for us into the future. So that's what I've got from this card, Jack. Anything standing out to you from what is a kind of an interesting trade report?
Yeah. If Pavel wants to become Daddy Pavel, as we'd say, or I believe I looked this up. I think Daddy is Tatus in Poland. Andre, back me up on that in the chat. You're watching. Um, I think that sometimes people take that daily loss limit as, well, my work's not done until I've hit it. And there's a little bit of that going on here. All of the losing days except for one in this account are loss limits, 3,000, and then a little bit of slippage. Where I bet, I don't have it in front of me. There's just one day where Pavel lost. 1,400, but with a slippage on the other, I bet his average losing day is close to 3,000, if not a little bit more. Um, it's not, you don't have to use every last piece of your daily loss limit to stop trading for the day, would be my advice here. We talk about this a lot, but this is something that just comes frequently with the cards that we show on this shoulder tap, is how many people just don't stop trading unless they are forced to stop trading, which isn't a good way to do it. Just the way these things are distributed, we should see some days where you lose 700 or make 200, right? It's very skewed data going towards these daily loss limits. So that's the maximum you could lose. It shouldn't be your normal loss. That's the max. Okay. I think that
Yeah.
that's what he's got to pay attention to turn this around.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jack. And back to the point of the personal daily loss limit. There are some structural pieces you can implement for yourself, and I encourage everyone to do that. And as you're learning, as you're getting comfortable with enforcing discipline upon yourself, there are some mechanical ways to do that. You can always turn the computer off as well as another one of those. So set the personal daily loss limit. I think that'll do a tremendous amount for the performance in this account. So let's move on to the next. We've got David A. Um, David is an 150K account and has a positive average daily P&L, and has also had excellent day thus far. So listed the performance for today's P&L as 59.25. Last check, that was flickering around a bit. So keep that in mind. You have to actually walk away. You have to turn your computer off, or at least close the application to and let the day expire, the session expire, to have it count
Hmm.
as a winning day. But so far, unrealized, we're at the best performance to date in this account across 10 trading days, today being the 11th day. And I really like these statistics. It's not clean. It's not the prettiest set of statistics, but what it is profitable. And I think when oftentimes I'll see something like this, I'm really inclined to find ways to help the trader, encourage the trader, because there is more meat on the bone in this performance to be significantly more profitable, which is great. You're in a spot where you're making money in the account. You're doing it across, albeit only 11 trading days thus far. Taken $9,000 in payouts already. Already taken a payout. It's qualified for an additional payout, which I'd very much like to see David take, particularly after a big winning day
Hmm.
today. But there's ways to dissect your performance, do some real reflection, some journaling. Linda was sharing the extensive reviews that she does after markets, and then as well, the preparation. That stuff is vital, and if you're really pouring into that, it's going to pay off in these statistics, and you're going to see an uptick in the overall profitability, whether that's through win rate, reward to risk ratio, or a combination of the two is ultimately what matters. So hold times, longer hold times on the winners compared to the losers, that's excellent. Um, and taking 7 trades a day, not necessarily a lot, given this is day trading. So focused on a single product. There's a lot that I like and can take away, but ultimately David's got to pop the hood, so to speak, and figure out what exactly is going on and where we can inch out some improvements. What I'd like to see is probably squeezing more out of the winning trades. Is there a way that you can leave on a runner? Kind of have stratified profit targets, trail the runner, whatever it may be. Even increase size on a higher grade of setup. An A setup versus an A plus setup. Maybe you allocate a little bit more risk to that, or give it some more room to breathe and go in your favor. There's a ton of different ways to go about that, but I find in these types of situations, usually it's easier to figure out how you can really lean into those winners, since you know that, okay, I've got positive expectancy with 44% winning trades, and currently a 1.6 to 1 reward to risk. So always room for improvement, always elements of whether that's diversifying products, or giving yourself new setups that you back tested, or just leaning into the ones that you already have that you know work and adding to the profitability. So those are my takeaways here. Really, it's just a good work, David, and wanted to encourage him live format to lock in the winning day while you're up $5,000 plus and take that home so you can take another big.
Well, if you ask me, friend, what a fella's to do, that was the best. I was trying to think of a Galway girl reference for about the last 5 minutes there. Great part of Ireland. Um, his best day until today was the second day, $4,600, and was risking a lot less. He's been ramping up the risk a little bit, so I would just be careful. I mean, obviously, you said he's up what 50 something, 5,500 today.
Mhm.
Um,
5,900 and change, but that's likely changed a bit because of an open position.
That is a great day. I hope that Dave locks it in. But once again, he seems like he was risking, under $1,000 maybe for the first 5 days when he had that 4,600. As you expand it, first off, credit where credit's due. Only one daily loss hit. That's great. That's awesome. But if you're going to use all that, just be careful that your winners are big enough to sustain that, right? You can get the 6K or even higher because you're doing pretty well when you weren't risking much. So there's some great trading here. I definitely see some discipline. This is not the daily loss, daily loss, daily loss. Um, it's good stuff. Hopefully, lock in that profit today and look forward to see what happens.
Indeed. That's what we got in the way of trading cards. Jack, I'll leave it to you as to what we've got time left for.
We don't have too much time left right now before we're not doing group coaching today because Linda kind of held her own group coaching that was pretty damn good. So, maybe if anyone has a quick question in the chat, we can hit it real quick. But otherwise, after this, fan favorite Mohammed is joining us with me and Andre to trade the 1 o'clock hour. So we'll be doing that. And let me see. Crushing the top jet. Yeah, I am in a jet. Incredible soundproofing as well.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
work my way into the reversal challenge if it means private jet time as a reward.
100%. Checking back in. ES still down about 90. Nvidia is getting crushed to the tune of 8% right now. Someone asked, anyone know why NQ is going up? It doesn't look like it right now. With that, we don't have much time here, so we'll take a quick break. We're gonna be back in a few minutes with me and Andre and Mohammed. Stick around for the rest of the day. Ben, thank you as always,
Thanks, Jack.
and we'll see y'all right after this break.